Okay, so now, first of all, let me say, be careful when you're adding, like in the stamp set. Let me see if I can find it. In the stamp set, which is here somewhere, there were separate pieces. So I thought, oh, it'd be great to have a flower on the side attached to the stem. Well, this flower is not attached to this stem, which I feel like ruins the picture, but live and learn. But this stamp was right up next to this stamp. So there was an area in between that was the edge of this stamp and the edge of that stamp. So what I should have done is turned it this way, and it would have looked like a flower falling off, except for the part where this flower is big. So I'm not really sure what the point of having that stamp on there is. So as you can see, I've done some of the green. Okay, and what I want you to look at, which you probably can't even see very well because of the camera, but when you let it dry, which I've discovered is the key, you let it dry, and it's like a watercolor palette, right? Like one of your little squares, blocks, cubes, whatever they're called. Then you can just pick it up, and then you can paint with it, and it works much better. I am not going to try to do the stems. I don't want to ruin my whole picture by trying to do the skinny stems and watercoloring everywhere. So, I am going to, plus I think right here, I think a part of this is not embossed. Another thing that helps is to go across it with your water brush once first. It does what's called wicking, where it kind of spreads out, and then it works better. I shouldn't have done that. Apparently I shouldn't be talking and doing this at the same time. There we go. Maybe that'll work. I made what I think is too much of a definition between one color of green and the next, but I think I fixed it. So that seems to be working okay. Looks to me like I'm going to run out of green on my table again. I thought I had enough on there that I could talk to you and finish this, but it looks like I'm going to be one leaf short of a deck. Which we all knew I was one leaf short of a deck anyway. But, I don't know, maybe I'll get it. It's not that big of a leaf. It doesn't need to be super dark. And I got lucky, and none of the, just a little bit right there of the ink picked up. So, it looks like I got most of it with the frosted embossing powder, and that's good. And so I encourage you to try it. That's a lot of green. I encourage you to try it, and let's see if I can get my head in the way there. Sorry. I think I have just enough. It's really fun. I've never watercolored before. I've never embossed before. And I think that turned out pretty well. Oops. Except for that flower. That will pretend like it isn't there. And the only problem is that's one of the parts that the ink grabbed. So I need to clean this. I need to run it in a thing of water, but I don't have one, so I'm going to temporarily clean it. I'm not going to watercolor on there anymore. Oh, actually I am. pick up this little bit of green here. This little bit of green here. And this little bit of green here. And here. I think I got one more little bit right there. Okay. There's no black, so there's no point in trying to, I guess I could color the green. If I'm going to go crazy flying flower, I might as well do the green as well, right? Okay. So that's it then. That's everything. I went ahead and cut a paper to use for the tag. I haven't cut the tag top yet, so I may have to put you on pause and print out another one. I am notoriously bad at cutting tag tops. It's nice. It sparkles too. I'm going to try. I'll bet you cannot see it sparkle, but for some reason there's a lag when I'm looking at the display from the camera and what I'm doing, so that's why it looks so weird. Let me try it this way and that way. So if you're going to see it, you would have seen it. So I thought it looked really good against the black, but you know, I could do that and I could make this the backing paper. Ah, could make a black tag, make this the backing paper, and glue this into the book. All right. Okay, this is the, if this is the backing paper, if this is the tag, then it needs to be 4 inches wide. Doesn't matter, it's just chalk anyway. 4 inches wide. And 8 inches tall. And then, of course, we'll flip it over. I will get my little card here, just like what Miss Paint-A-Lot uses. Thank you, Miss Paint-A-Lot. Except I never seem to be able to hold it and cut it at the same time. So I'm going to try an experiment. This is my experiment. I'm just going to draw it on this side. And then flip it over and draw it on this side. And then cut it. With my hands, it's difficult for me to hold and cut and keep it steady and everything all at the same time. So I'm just going to do that and see if that works. That actually looks even, at least. I may do it this way all the time. Today is a video of firsts. Firstuses. Let me turn that over. Oh, of course. It's got Kitsch Flamingo on it. Let's see if it's somewhere we can see. Not necessarily. That is, though. Yeah, there's several places on here that... There it is, right there. There's a couple places. How did that get all over there? Oh, I know. I'll bet I put my scissors through it. Over here. I'll bet there's some on my scissors and I laid my scissors down. Bad scissors. All right, let's check this side. No. We'll just erase our chalk. Okay. It works for me. Okay. So then we will glue this on here. Let's get it where we want it. Okay, then I'm going to make a mark with the chalk pencil. Why do I keep putting it? Oh, I didn't. Because I can erase it where I want it to be. So I don't have to try to figure it out once I have glue on it. I'm trying to be careful. Oh, look, that's what happened. Look, it's all over the back. If I keep setting stuff up there, you know, I could get my paper towel and clean my work area, couldn't I? This glass mat is made by the same company that makes the Tim Holtz mat. This is a European one, so it's bigger, so I like that. It's by Tonic Studios. And I got it on Amazon, and you can't get it there anymore as far as I know, but you might check around, maybe eBay or something, you can find one. And believe it or not, this was only $20. So maybe that's why they don't make it anymore on Amazon, or put it anymore on Amazon. I was like, oh, look, there's a mark on there now. Of course there is. I put it on there. And then we'll cut the other paper that I was going to use. We'll make it our backing paper. Okay, let's line this up where we want it to go. Looks crooked. Looks straight, but it looks too far over. But you know, I'm not sure. Move it just a little bit. Paper's still damp a little bit, I think, from being watercolored. Remember, this is not watercolor paper. It would have turned out probably better had I used watercolor paper. The watercolor would have reacted better, except I painted it on only on the embossing, embossed area. So I'm not sure that would have made any difference. I'm not going to ink this. I could ink it with white. I do have white, but I'm not going to, because we're going to put it against this background. And this is going to be our backing paper instead of using a solid color. This time we're going to use this, because we are just loose and free today. Loose and free. Hold on. Oh, I know why I didn't trim this. I wanted to talk to you about the difference. Do you see how much smaller the black area is on here? This is the exact same picture. This just cut down. But you can see how much smaller this is. This, gosh, I'm not even sure. But anyway, you can see, it's obvious how much smaller this is. This is a 12 by 12 image. Now, I printed it out at 8 by 8, which made the proportions correct, but the area smaller. We're using a small enough object that if we trim it all the way over, it will be fine, because we lose some of the area. So in other words, this, to bring it into the 8.5 by 11, what it basically does is magnify it. I don't know why I'm lifting up, but it magnifies it to fill the paper. So then you lose whatever's off the edges. So on this 8.5 of the 12, you're losing 3 or 4 inches in real life. So therefore, you normally would go ahead and print it at 8 by 8. However, I wanted more black. So I went ahead and let it magnify it, because on this whole page, this is like this, you can see the difference. Plus there's no blue at all along here. You can see it's gone. It's cut right off. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you about that for a second. Tell you the difference. I hope I haven't lost the rest of my stamp set. So I could have sworn I set it down right here, but apparently not. And I'm really not very happy about it, because I'm like looking around and I don't see it. Sorry. Squirrel. I'm gonna have to clean up my whole work area, which, as you guys know, I do anyway, before and in between and sometimes during projects. So I'll find those stamps. They're probably up underneath the stamping platform. The stamping platform still has the big stamp that we used on there anyway. Okay. So now we want it 8 3/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, so we want to keep the black, so we want to go 5 3/8 this way. Okay, and then we're going to go 8 by taking the let's see, which do I like better? I think I'm going to like having the digital better. Yeah, better than the plain blue, because it kind of looks like it kind of matches the green. Okay. By 8 5/8, 3/8, 8 3/8. So we'll cut it off the bottom. We'll keep our little digital area. Okay. Then we'll glue our tag to our paper. This turned out well. I was thinking for sure we were headed for disaster. Not happy about that one flower, but I don't consider it a disaster. I consider it a learning experience. What about you guys? Now, I'm not making a pocket to put this in. I'm just gluing the tag right to the page. Even though I could take it out and admire it, I don't really need to. Okay. I just stuck my fingers all in that glue. Okay. If it's going to be off a little bit, I'd rather it be off a little bit and show more black. That looks better, except now it's crooked. I don't know, maybe an optical illusion because of the pattern. Okay, now let's get out our book. We'll put it in our book, page 8. That charm is going to drive me crazy here. Fortunately, we're only doing 12 pages of signature, and I think that was like the best idea I've had. I can't believe I didn't think of it by the time I got through doing the first, by the time Kyung and I got through doing the first 20 pages in the first signature of the page by page. You'd think I would have figured it out. Yeah, see, all, look at all that kitsch flamingo everywhere. The flamingos are loose. Sort of like my hair coming out of my ponytail. The hair is loose. Okay. Let's make sure we put it on right side up. After all that work, of which you didn't see most of, but you would not have wanted to sit here bored out of your gourd watching me try to watercolor for the first time. It was a little interesting, actually. But no big breakthroughs that I can pass along to you, as in like the very first time you watercolor, do this. No. I just did it slow. And I got lucky that that was there, that one little spot. Oh, that feels frosted. It must have just been dark. Yep, looks like it was all embossed. Oh. I don't know. It just seems weird. It is. It's all embossed. Anyway, that's our page. Right there. Oh, for goodness sakes. That's our page. And that makes our video. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for hanging out with me during this. And that next video will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.